Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Be Encouraged Moments.
Yeah.
As always, we're so grateful that you are here joining us. And today, I just kind of want to talk about January, which is a weird concept.
January.
But I think that you guys can all relate to this. As we come into a new year, into the month of January, I hear a lot of talk about resolutions and about hopes and about dreams and about a new year, a new start, all those sayings. And I personally have never really kind of bought into that concept. And I think I've talked about this pretty much every January since we've done this channel. But it's not a bad thing. I mean, I think that hopes and dreams and goals and all those things are really, really important. Mm-hmm. The thing for me that I get hung up with the whole idea of resolutions in January is this idea that at midnight on December 31st, something's like a switch flips and like you're everything is going to be brand new and everything's going to be perfect for this new year. Like I just don't really buy into that. Like it's just for me. Everyone is different. Everyone's got their own perception. The other thing that I get hung up about with resolutions is this idea that we make these really vague, big statements that are unattainable. And so then we end up failing. And then a lot of January is spent talking about the resolutions that we made and the resolutions that failed. And then we talk about, well, there's always next year. And for me, I'm not a fan of that because I don't think it's next year. I think it's, okay, we didn't accomplish it today. There's always tomorrow. And so that was one of the reasons I never really bought into resolutions. However, one of the things that is becoming really clear to me this year is we had last week our team was discussing resolutions. And it wasn't so much convincing me that resolutions were a thing, but it was the idea of why we make resolutions and why we have these plans and these hopes and these dreams. And I think that part really, really resonated with me. It's this idea of intentionality. Why are we doing these things? And I still don't buy into the fact that it's got to be December 31st, January 1 that we make these resolutions. I think it can happen throughout the entire year. But I think that the why question is something that often gets left out. For myself, I would like to say that I always know the why as to why I'm doing things. But I don't know that my heart really is in that. And I think that's why this has stuck with me so much. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to the other thing that always happens to me in January that I've talked about every year on these YouTube channels is this sense of in January, I feel blue. I feel lost. I feel just kind of like I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I think that comes from we're so busy in December and November that I don't think we really sit to think about what those resolutions or those hopes or those dreams are going to be. And so we find ourselves making these knee-jerk reactions, which is why I think that they're big, lofty goals, they're vague. Take one of the most popular resolutions that you hear is weight loss. Everyone feels like they need to do this. It's a new year, I'm going to lose that extra 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it may be. But that's so vague. I'm going to lose weight. How are you going to lose weight? Why are you going to lose weight? How much do you expect to lose? And what increments are you going to do it? I think all of those pieces are the pieces that we forget to reflect on. And I think that's why in January, for me, I find myself always in this place of kind of like, there's not even any words. It's just that facial expression. I was just talking to Jan yesterday. I just kind of feel afloat right now. And that's how I felt last January. And it's because I'm not a girl half full, half empty kind of gal. I think every different topic is a different way of looking at it. Sometimes I am a half empty, half full kind of girl. And so for me in January, it's a reflection period for me. It's looking back over the years. It's mourning the, end of a season. Christmas is an impactful season. The birth of Christ is huge. This promise that he's going to be here and live and walk in our life with us, and that he did do that, and that, all of the promises that were made were fulfilled on Christmas morning. That is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. Not to mention all the preparation we do for our own personal lives with our family and our celebrations and everyone being here. It all just kind of ends on January 1, like all of that preparation. And so for me, it's the loss, it's not the loss, but it's the reflection and the, missing of, I took down my Christmas tree. My house feels empty, and it's all of that for me. And so I think for January, I just really want to take the whole month to think about what it is that I loved about last year, what I maybe didn't love about last year, and and then that then feeds into what I hope for this year.
Yes.
It's not a knee-jerk reaction. It allows me to take the time to figure out why something didn't work and how I want to do it differently this year. And so I want to encourage all of you to not throw resolutions out, not throw your hopes and dreams out, but think about why you're making resolutions and whether or not you allowed yourself enough time to truly commit to whatever you want to call your new year, your new start, So we are still very much in the month of January. You still have lots of time. It's 12 months. The year is a whole year.
Yes.
And there's a lot of time to, reach those goals. And how can you not make it a whole year goal? Maybe in 3 months, I want to be here. And how do I get there? And then after that, the next 3 months is this. And then that makes it attainable. Right. And so you're not failing. And I think that the other thing I want to encourage all of you guys about is that it's not, I failed this year, I can start over again next year. I've done YouTube videos on failure and how I feel about failure. I want you guys to think about tomorrow's a new day. Next week is a new day. Make that timeline a lot shorter and make the goals a lot smaller so that so that you're not failing. And again, this is all me kind of talking to myself, as I often do on these YouTube channels, because that's just kind of how I relate with you guys. I feel lost, and I know that I'm confident there are a lot of you out there that feel the same way. And so today I want to remind you that you are not alone, that there are other people who are going through the exact same thing and who are struggling just like you are. And that is normal. And you know what? We say it on all of these YouTube videos. God is with you in this. And that should also be driving your why. Why do you want to get healthy in 2024? Why do you want to be in shape? Is it because you want to be there for the ones you love? I don't know. So think about those questions. I just want to thank you again for always joining us on these videos and for encouraging us to want to talk and to expose our emotions and our thoughts. If there's ever anything that you want to talk to us about, please reach out to us on our social medias. Send us an email. Let us know whether it's a topic you want us to talk about or if you just want us to pray for you while you reflect on this month of January. Thank you, as always, for joining us for our Be Encouraged moments.